Welcome to the Dragon's Tome. This is issue 169 of the Dragon's Tome as we go through every Dragon magazine chronologically from 1 to 169 so far. And I'm Rob.
And I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
And we're here to talk about this issue now with 120 pages.
Wow, 4 more pages.
And
what are they going to put in those 4 pages? That's ridiculous.
More ads. This is a Dennis Beauvais cover. It's
Hello,
not
Dennis.
It doesn't have any chess pieces on it, but our fellow Canadian friend has created this amazing cover.
I would say rest in peace to Beauvais, but he's been posting pictures of his paintings of Dragon magazines on his Facebook page.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and I've been following along the saga where he remember the chess ones he did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He originally wanted to paint them with vibrant neon colors for the lightning, and it didn't scan well with that technology of the day, so he couldn't paint it. So he's repainting those paintings with
neon green.
Yeah. So he's alive and well.
Awesome. I don't know how old he'd be at this point, but because those are really old.
He's really young. He doesn't look that old.
No, he looks like it looks like him and I could be compatriots. So I don't.
Oh,
understand.
so ancient.
So he actually looks younger than Jack, which is surprising.
I wonder if he was really young when he started then, yeah, because we've been talking about him for quite a while now. This is a great dragon. He's the fighter just got his shield burnt off him, and the cleric looks like she's running. She's just like, I'm out of here. And there's a dog.
Or is she a magic user?
Oh, it could be.
Well,
either.
the magic user's under the dragon's foot. The magic user's not long for this world.
And there's a wolf there. Is that a wolf?
Maybe
familiar?
it's a druid and that's his familiar. Or his...
No, wizards have familiars. But anyways, it's a fun action-filled cover. I'm pretty sure I've seen this as like a poster or a insert somewhere. Or
and this bird is probably the same bird that...
that's the tern. The tern went... I'm going to scare this one. He's like, that's not a worm. That's a dragon. Run away!
Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah. He turned and ran.
That's so easy to scare. Everyone leave.
Run away, run away.
And I do think you're right. This was probably in the Monstrous Compendium as one of the slip-ins because I went, I had this magazine, and I started reading it. I didn't have this magazine.
No, I definitely recognize the cover, but I did not have this magazine. Yeah. Classic cover. Anything else to say about said cover other than it's great? I love the dragon's horns. I like the little twist in them. That's awesome. I like how it's covering up the actual dragon logo. I like that effect.
Like the dragon is in front of the logo, but behind the branding, the new
It's fun. Heroes want it. Some risks involved. So we'll go into said magazine. We'll start with Patrick. What is your first article?
Oh no, my first 18.
Is that one of Jack's? 18 is not one of mine. It's a great picture with a guy rubbing a person's balls, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's
dare you.
So this is creative casting. This is some out-of-the-box thinking for lower-level spells by Joel Rusa. There's been a few of these articles, and I find them fairly creative when it comes to utilizing these spells in a out-of-the-box kind of thinking way.
I just read Mount.
Yeah, Mount is my favorite one because it's like if you want to be you're trying to sell a jacked up horse that's all wild and deadly. You're like, oh, this one's easy to ride, and then it says you got to beat feet as soon as you sell that horse.
Your spell wears off, and they're left with this horrible thing.
Yeah, and I thought the audible glamour was a nice way for magicians to make a little bit of money in a tavern by making a pentatonics type spell.
Yep, it is interesting how to see people interpret all the different spells because every group always had that one guy who like, I think I could do this with a spell, but it's fun when they can actually.
He also makes a Tensor's floating disc sword wheel, where you strap swords to sword, you place them down, and then you just push the thing down and just let it cut people.
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah,
but
But yeah, it's a whole list of different spells out of the box thinking. It's a very nice little article, and just it's a good thing to have in the back of your head, thinking, "Oh, I read that I could do this with a spell," and then you have that in your back pocket in case you need it.
Low-level wizards are not. They're a work in progress, and sometimes they're probably, arduous to play. When you want to be involved in some stuff, and the more you can, more like a Swiss Army knife approach to spells. That's good.
Yeah. That's my first article.
I like the continual light too. You cast it on the shield to blind people. Jack, what is your first article?
Page 90.
Jack,
The Bazaar of the Bazaar.
Mine.
Dozen Deadly Daggers for the Forgotten Realms. So it's
an
article of items. It's for Forgotten Realms. So obviously we have our friend, our unofficial fourth host, Dr. Ed Greenwood,
the officiator at my wedding.
That's true. The crux of it is it's a number of knives of all types to with the appearance and their what they do, and some of them are wildly overpowered. Some of them are kind of fun, but all of them, I think, if you needed something to sprinkle in a little something to throw into a treasure hoard, he's got you covered here. There's how many pages of it?
There's two or three, but there's 12 daggers, and the one I like is the one that probably Rob hates is the rust dagger because it works like a rust monster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Screw you and your rust monsters. That's pretty powerful. The invisible dagger was cool, where it's just a hilt. You can hide it and still got a blade on it though.
The Dragon Fang I thought was a bit crazy. It's a dagger that shoots a lightning bolt.
It's called a Wander Lightning Bolt.
Yeah,
it's only one though. You can only do it once per day or something like that.
Like the Blade of Banishing, it was interesting. It was just as long as it was on you, illusions and stuff around you. You couldn't even, for better or for worse, like it would just dispel things and stuff. It was pretty a workhorse. But like you said, the Rust Monster one, that is potent. I don't know anyone, any player who wouldn't be.
Or you could really be an evil person and say, "Oh, you have to roll your dexterity. Oh, you failed. Oh, you just touched your own armor with your
exactly." Or if you did fumbles and crits in D&D at this point,
yeah, you're like, "Oh, sorry."
Fumble your own dagger on your.
You just stabbed into your paladin's plate mail. It's gone.
Yeah, you're like, well, if I'm wearing leathers, I'm a thief with a dagger. What's the worst that could happen? I'll take my D4, and then you. And all of a sudden you just see the paladin's Vorpal sword.
Yeah. Evil.
Yeah. Anywho, yes, there's lots of daggers. It was a very interesting article. As a kid, if I would have got a hold of this, I would have pored over these and probably pilfered a couple.
Yeah, I would have.
They're always good. Yeah,
I would have probably abused these.
Yeah, you'd be like, my character has this one. Okay, well, I'll go to page 8 for the editorial. And this editorial is just annoys me because remember last week when I said that the other editorial was a joke because the answers to the quiz weren't in there and that's the big joke? Turns out that wasn't a joke. They just forgot to put the answers in.
Yeah, I read that.
I was like, room.
Yeah. So here's the answers to that stupid quiz that we thought was a joke, but it's not actually a joke. He's actually serious. You're supposed to learn how to be an editor. It's stupid. You failed me once again, Roger E. Moore, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed at your attempt to be pedantic. So there you go. I just want to yell about that. So that was my article. We're back to Pat.
All right, let's go to page 22.
22.
We're going to learn something new every day.
This is one of mine, yeah.
10 new non-weapon proficiencies, which are, and looking back after reading this article, we did not nearly use non-weapon proficiencies enough when we played second edition D&D back in the day. And now but I guess maybe now because almost every D&D is got a list of skills base, including combat base and feats or whatever.
Ugh.
Well, I don't deal with feats because I don't play those versions of D&D, so I don't know about those. But I'm talking about like Shadowrun,
everything's got
Call of Cthulhu, everything's all skill based now.
Yeah, even back then they were. This was
so
D&D trying to be like those games that are existing. So.
Yeah, and it's not bad because some of these non-weapon proficiencies are really nice for fleshing out the character.
It gives you more options when you're role playing. Like you're like, oh, do I know about this? Well, do you have that weapon?
Yeah, but where I'm going with this, I don't know why we didn't play second edition with more non-weapon proficiencies.
Because you played first edition and didn't have them, and you just never added them in.
Yeah, but we also played Call of Cthulhu, so
yeah.
We just didn't do this.
Back then, playing AD&D or D&D in general I found a lot more combat oriented. Every other role playing game was much more investigating and stuff.
Weapon proficiencies, you need to have your weapon proficiencies, but we didn't nearly use the non-weapon proficiencies.
Yeah, for sure, I agree with that.
As much as we should have, in retrospect. So, but some of these are nice.
I'm amazed some of these aren't in the. I assume they do go into later editions because, like things like botany and stuff, like that's such an obvious thing.
Yeah, maybe it shows up in the clerics or something. Who knows? It's hard to say. But yeah,
a lot of them you could see are taken from other games like Street Sense and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. So, and street fighting.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
No, that was the 80s.
So, or in the 90s, nobody was kung fu fighting. Actually, everybody was turtles that were kung fu fighting.
Yeah. Kung Fu Theater was done.
Yeah, it was Ninja Turtles at this point.
Exactly. So Garden Menzies, nice little list.
Yes, it's a nice addition to the game for more proficiencies.
I just wish that we, when I say we, my group, probably used we picked them, but we just didn't integrate them into our game.
Agree. Yep. That was DM's fault, I would say, because players.
I guess DM or ourselves. No one spoke up either.
Yeah, but the DM didn't ever ask for a roll against you. Do you have not animal husbandry, but
I think things like horseback riding, and I think some of the ones that are more useful. Obvious. But
the game was better off for not having them, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's just a different type of gameplay, and I think D&D wasn't really made for this type of gameplay. It's not something that's built into it, so it's kind of like an add-on, and that usually doesn't work. It's not part of its DNA. It's more of a It's more of a body mod. It's an eyebrow ring on the. It's dermal implants.
All right, but that's my second article.
Okay, Jack, what is your second article? We're going quick here. This is going to be a quick episode if you guys.
Actually, that's my last article because Jack took my last.
Oh, jeez, this is going to be the shortest episode ever if we don't pad. Jack, Jack.
Stretch it out. I'm sorry, I don't have. I'm tapped.
God damn you people. Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Page 12, please, of the PDF. New Weapons for Old.
This is another article of mine.
Jordan Clark Hayes.
I left this one for you for sure.
It's definitely the only people that have 3 names like that are serial killers. So I don't know what that says about. But the crux of this is
Thomas Howell was a serial killer,
or Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Dexter.
No, that's not C. Thomas Howell. It's the other outsider. Was he an outsider? I don't think he was.
These are basically like, hey, you're sick of putting X weapon or using this. Everyone's using this weapon. Any of the normal ones you're thinking of. These are kind of weapons that are tangentially or close to or something. So if you wanted to create a group of outsiders that you've just met or something, and instead of having a flail, there's the 3-headed flail. If you have someone who has instead of swords, and there's the mariner's sword or the hook-tailed spears. They're just what you expect, and then I've statted out something that's just slightly different for variety.
I say this article is useless because you could buy that Palladium book that did all this for you. There's hundreds of weapons in that book.
I think there's a green book that does it too.
Yeah, arms and equipment.
Or a blue book.
Yeah,
a blue book.
It's blue. Yeah, I have that one.
TSR, who owns this magazine, does not want you to be going.
Well,
and
TSR also is probably within a month is putting out Arms and Armor, which does the same thing as this. So,
and I'm sure, like I recognize the picture of that flamberge, so I think these might even have made it right into that book. So,
yeah. Maybe it's a preview of that book. Maybe it's Jordan Clark Hayes had something to do with the book, and just adding a little. Hey, this is what's coming. But yeah, this is kind of stuff that's already been around, but they're just adding a little bit to this. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not saying it's groundbreaking at all, but there's there's something to be said for an article that gives you some options.
Well, here's all the stats if you want to copy them right now.
Yeah, if you want to use a.
Yes. Okay, let's see if I have any articles left since you guys stole all mine. No, not really. I do have on page 41. Let's go to page 41. I just want to say one thing about page 41. If I can go there.
Origins 91?
Oh, no, sorry, 43.
Baltimore now.
43, sorry.
Let's talk about Origins in Baltimore.
Well, we will. If you have an ad, it can be that. Voyage of the Princess Ark. My question is, Part 16. This has been going for 16 months.
I've been skipping over this.
Me too, but I was just like, oh, this seems like forever. 16 months. That's what? 16 months? That's like a year and 4 months.
It's not every.
It's every episode. It's been every episode.
It's been a lot.
Article, every magazine.
I won't say it was everyone, but it was a lot of them. That's for damn sure.
They even talk about it when in the Spelljammer article I did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because this is all about this Princess Ark is a Spelljammer ship. It's annoying, and it's always in here, and it's just filler. And it's Bruce, I'm sure you had the best intentions, but 16 parts, nothing should be 16 parts long.
Not even the original. What was that damn Shogun?
It
wasn't 16 parts?
Yeah.
There's plenty of things that we have a lot of different Ed Greenwood has his certain ones and stuff like this, reoccurring
things like that,
articles and stuff like you're always going to get like the Dragon's Beast Bestiary or stuff like that. Just I never had any intentions of playing in Spelljammer, and I never really. I think if you were to get into the episode 1, the lore, I'm sure there is kind of a stories going on as well in some of them. But for me, if that's 4 pages of a magazine where I would like, you know what I'd like?
I wish it was only 4 pages. It's like 8 pages.
A couple of monsters. Give me a
Goes to page 50. So it's
I'm sure there's people who loved it. I'm sure that
I'm sure it wouldn't be in here if the people didn't enjoy it. It's just gone on forever. If you
enjoyed, guarantee you someone like this was their whole campaign that was waiting next month to see what the next thing that happened.
I mean, if there's anyone who watches the show that actually used or loved that, let us know what was the draw. I mean,
please comment below. And thank you for everyone who comments, by the way, because we do read them all. I try to make Pat respond to them. Jack doesn't read them, but that's all right. 2 out of 3 of us read them.
But Jack doesn't know how to read, so we're not going to hold it.
Never learned to read.
Because we don't want to shame him for his illiteracy.
Why'd you bring it up then?
Whoops.
Okay. Any more articles, guys? We're come on. This is the shortest episode ever.
That was the shortest magazine ever.
It wasn't a great magazine. I will say that right now. There wasn't much in here.
For having 124 pages, there wasn't a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's funny that we have more pages and less to talk about. Even the Through the Looking Glass wasn't great. But, yeah.
I do have 3 ads though.
I have 3 ads also. Jack, how many ads do you have? Jack, you can go first. What's your first
11? Ad? That's a lot.
Wow.
If it's my turn, we're going to go to page 81.
Oh,
81. That's not one of mine. I saw this ad, and I remember seeing it because it's such a striking image, but I had no idea what it is.
It's an RPG, right?
Dark Conspiracy. It is obviously GW Games. They made Twilight 2000, so the artwork has that look, but it's got a. And again, this is coming in June. It hasn't been released yet. No one really knows what it is. It's about an ancient evil that grips the earth, and it looks like, to me, Shadowrun meets Call of Cthulhu in a a cyberpunk future where an ancient cursed Lovecraftian horror situation happened. Now,
did you just describe all the most popular RPGs and then GDW said, hey, let's throw them all into one game?
It looks to me more, what is that where you're stuck in an era? Kind of style. Like this one looks more like it's stuck in the 50s, 60s, because look at that car in the background.
Yeah. No, but it is, Jack described exactly what this game is. So.
Like she, it looks like maybe even an Elmore artwork style. Like
this could be Elmore. This artwork.
Very nice, but she's got like the wooden stake stuck in her belt, and she's got the old school. Looks like from the 1960s flashlight with a sci-fi gun. Like everything's
slightly off, yeah.
But in a good way. Apparently,
someone should call this number and see if they can get their free sneak preview.
Well, that was the thing, right? For a free 8-page sneak preview. Now, I remember seeing this. This game it does become something big. I remember seeing a lot of it.
I don't know about the big. There's a lot of ads for it. We'll give it that much.
You're right. Did I play it? No.
No.
Did I know anyone who played it in my small rural village? No, I don't know anyone who played it here. It was a miracle that we had anyone playing any role-playing games. But yeah, you could get a free preview, and they were expected to be selling it for $22 American. So,
a role-playing game in the future of horror, a bizarre blend of super science and unspeakable horror, compatible with Twilight 2000 game, but also self-contained RPG in its own right. So, yes, it's GDW's answer to Cyberpunk and Shadowrun. I think really is what this is. Shadowrun especially. Yeah, and Call of Cthulhu. Well,
I think there's magic in this?
Or possibly Vampire the Masquerade.
Well, not quite. I don't think anybody realizes what's coming.
It just looks to me
they don't see the steamroller coming.
This looks like World War Z Cyberpunk.
Except for they're fighting zombies.
So I'm saying World War Z.
I think they're vampires because of their teeth.
Oh, could be.
I think they're vampires because of their teeth. But I, again, never played the game. Maybe they are zombies. Maybe they're...
You have to learn about the dark ones.
Yeah, maybe there's some new, different variety of...
I'm sure it's unique enough, but once again, if anybody's played Dark Conspiracy, please let us know, because this GDW Games Twilight 2000, it's super crunchy. I'm curious if it's crunchy, and that's why it's not popular, because it is a crunchy system. So... You're gonna be crunching. You're gonna be You're gonna be can't. What is it? Can't just eat one. You're crunching on them. What's that commercial? Bet you can't eat one. Just one.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Thank you, Jack.
Pringles.
Okay.
That was disgusting. Pringles are gross.
They are regurgitated.
I love you some Pringles. I'm not gonna lie.
Regurgitated potato shaped into chip form. Pat, what's your first ad?
Let's go to page 55.
Yeah, this was one of mine for sure. This is big.
The Empire, the first Star Wars book post Return of the Jedi.
The resurgence of Star Wars. Until this point, Star Wars was being held on by the role-playing game. Like it was just like
exactly
fingertips.
They released these post Return of the Jedi. What happens afterwards? Because everyone was looking for that story before we got this horrible 789.
This is Thrawn.
This should have been 789.
Well, of course, Thrawn and Luke, I think's in this series, isn't he? The clone.
Yeah, and some crazy Jedis in this.
Yeah.
But I think he's like a clone of someone.
Yeah, he's a clone of a Jedi, and the the things that sit on Thrawn's shoulder that stop force. That's always fun. Those little
the animals. Little monkey thingies that he had,
and his assassin guys, the assassin monkeys.
Yep.
Anyways, this is the beginning of the resurgence of Star Wars into the popular culture, not just into the role-playing game culture.
Troy Denning to be an author for these books, for this thing, and then it all goes to well until Disney gets hold of it and then says that these things don't exist.
Yeah, legends that are better than the originals.
Yeah.
And they didn't say they don't exist. They said if we don't pay anyone, but still get to use their items, all the toys in that toy box,
we don't have to credit anyone.
It works for us. So that's what we're going to do.
That could be there could be marketing behind that, yes. But as this brings a lot to the game, all Luke's eventual wife and Mara Jade and the kids, the children of Luke,
the twins and the young one,
and one turns evil, one's good. Spoilers. Anyways, read these series. It's this is the beginning of actual good Star Wars books. Before here it was a lot of bad ones and a lot of weird ones. This is where they get good, and from here on out, it's amazing. So until, like Jack says, Disney, until all are one.
Yep.
Get their claws in it.
Hate it.
I'm going to go page 77. This is Hero. I had the Hero system. I don't know why.
I did too, but I had the superhero one, not the.
I had this Hero book, and I think I had the superhero.
I had Champions, which was not easy.
Yeah, Champions, the original one. Yeah, but the Hero system is their generic system for ICE. ICE is generic system for. Everybody has to have a generic system now. That's just their thing.
Champions.
They all wear onions on their belts, and everybody has to have a generic system. And Hero was this one. It's still going today. There's lots of generic systems out there. GURPS was the first, but it keeps going.
GURPS was the first. Champions and Hero were the fancy superhero versions.
And they had a lot. Hero had tons. There was Horror Hero. There was everything. Sci-fi, cyberpunk, everything.
Yeah.
Of all these systems.
Ninja Hero, as you can see right there, for $17.
Ninja Hero.
Perfect sense that you would make one rule set that you, as soon as your guys are all on the same page, you've memorized, it works for you guys, and then you go, well, we only have this one setting. Well, no, you don't. We got this talented writer over here. He's going to write this, all different genres.
It makes sense in the. Well, carry on. No, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, you just have to remember the rules of the one system you've learned, and after that, the whole multiverse is your playground.
The devil's advocate to that is that not every system works for every genre. You should build the system to the genre, not the genre to the system, right? So,
exactly.
That's that. Like I agree. I like the idea of playing one system for everything. I think, and I don't actually believe that you can't play that D&D in any setting. You can. It's just how well it fits or how unique it is. That's a totally different reason, right? But you can't be everything to everybody, and that's what all these systems try to be. And does it work? Some of them do. And Hero, it's all right. I wouldn't say it's great. Pat, do you have any more ads?
I do. Let's see. We're going to go to page 124.
Oh, I thought you were going to steal my last one. Yes, this is a bunch of the Splat books as they later become.
Yeah, this is a bunch of them. These are the ones out as far as we know.
Castles and
There's
Catacombs.
a Sinus one.
These aren't just the ones. We know there's more than this because the Wizards is also out.
Yeah, we know there's more
Vikings
than
is out now too. But this one is Fighters, Priests, Thieves, Castles, and Catacombs. The blue ones are the DM ones, and the reddish maroon ones are the player ones.
Yeah, player handbooks.
This cover is the picture they use here is from, wasn't it from Lankmar? I think that's from another whole supplement. So.
No, I don't think it's from Lankmar.
It was one of those, because I remember this image. I don't think it was a werewolf before, though. They might have changed who was the other person trying to lure them in. But anyways, the Splat books. As we found out, someone in our comments told us that the Splat books come from Vampire. That's where the term splat book comes out. And it's later retroactively added to these, but these aren't technically at the time called splat books.
From where?
From what? From where?
Where is it from? The thing you were just saying, and I asked for you to repeat.
Which part?
Did you forget you were talking?
No. Which part were you asking about? Who said it, or where that's from?
Yeah, where like you said, it's based on something.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Vampire
Okay. Had splat books. They call them splat books because they had splats on them that look like a blood splatter.
So, okay, that makes sense.
And it was like, each clan in Vampire had their own book, and that's kind of where the idea of having separate sections for each different thing came from. It didn't come from there, but the name came from there because obviously they were doing this a long time ago.
Yeah, we did discuss that we didn't know where the source was.
Yeah.
You brought the term to us, and I didn't know, but
I didn't know why it was called
now,
that, but now we know why.
In time, it's become synonymous with all kinds of those books, and retroactively, these are now splat books.
Yeah, they're called.
Whereas
splat
at the time,
books,
people were like, "What are you talking about? It's a supplement."
At the time, if you said that, they'd have been like, "Are you a time traveler?"
I've been talking on my phone.
I think they called them at the time. They called them leatherettes. I think because they're all like that fake leather look. I think they called them the leatherette versions because they all looked like they had that fake leather on the outside.
I don't know why, but I don't like that.
Warm.
I like
that. My last
sounds like a girl group.
The leatherettes.
You towards BDSM.
Ooh. My kind of girl group. Let's go to page 99 to piss off Pat.
Why?
Go to page 99, Pat, and you'll find out.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I saw this one.
See? You're like, why? I'd never get pissed off. Fuck you. Clan Wolf. It's the beginning of the clans in Battletech. Pat's most hated thing.
It's the beginning of end of Battletech, as we know it.
If you ever listen to our other podcast, Mobile Armor Radio, also available on YouTube, you'll find Pat's hatred for the clans is permeated through every facet of that show.
It's deep and it's hot.
So I had this book because Clan Wolf was my clan, and it's at the time I was 91. I would have been 16. So that was right into the clan. I was like, the clans are the coolest things ever, man. So Pat was a little older and wiser. Not necessarily. Clans are cool, but this is the very first clan source book we're getting from BattleTech. A splat book, you might even say. And it's a weird how they Jack, are you offended by the way they have the words on this ad?
No, it does play fast and loose with the sentences and the way it's a pretty ugly ad. The logo of the wolf head there is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Like
this is actually the cover of the book, so that's really what this is. So
yeah,
but I'm not I'm not having played, read, or had any involvement with anything BattleTech. It's fine.
You don't hate the clans like Pat does.
No, I can't imagine they're that bad.
I agree with you. They're not that bad. See, 2 against 1.
Mm.
Anybody have any more ads? Is there any more ads in the world?
I have one more ad.
Perfect.
Page 118.
118? 118's not an ad. Oh, if we scroll down, maybe. No? There's no ads on 118.
It's the picture. The Metahuman Samurai from
That's not an ad. This is not an ad.
This
is an article. Stop screwing with me. This is through the looking glass.
Backdoor articling. Now
he backdoored an article on us.
All the editing that Rob has to, but
it's not. I just want to bring note to the picture. That's all.
I'm getting confirmation from the booth.
These Grenadier models were actually really good looking. That's all.
Wrong scale, but great looking. Yep.
Yep.
Yes. We still didn't have the box set for this. Is this the official Shadowrun one, or is it just
it's the Metahuman Samurai?
Okay, it's the official Shadowrun one. Yeah. Okay.
From Grenadier.
We still don't have the Shadowrun box that I actually have.
Which is weird because most of the Shadowrun miniatures were made by Ralph Hart at the time.
That's why I was confused. Yeah. That's why.
But it says Metahuman Samurais on it.
But is it Yeah, see, it's compatible with Shadowrun. It's not. I don't think it's
Yeah.
officially licensed as Shadowrun. That's why, and it is correctly 25mm scale for the Shadowrun miniatures too. So
And to match the illustrations, it's basically a Shadowrun thing because they're
is,
literally
but-
matching the illustrations.
Oh, it is, but I mean, it's unlicensed. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Which back then people cared less about that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah,
Nowadays, FASA would have sued them. But
exactly.
is that it? Is that your last?
That's all I got.
Ad?
That's all I got.
An ad.
That was an ad, 100%. The picture.
Picture's not an ad. If you're saying
Well,
that,
you saying
everything
a
in this
picture- you saying a
magazine's an ad.
picture is not? Well,
I do have one more ad.
What?
Page 1.
Oh, look at this picture.
Look at this picture. I like this picture.
Good ad. I mean,
Uh,
what's the ad for? Oh, Dragon Magazine. I didn't realize that they had ads for Dragon Magazine.
you guys are gonna kill me. Thank you for listening to this bullshit. We stretched it over a half an hour. We did it. We got to a half an hour at least, Jack. Like, share, subscribe. Point at Jack. Point at Jack's groin. And please, we did ask questions in this. I don't remember what they were, but answer those in the
I
comments.
don't remember either.
In months from now, when you actually listen to this episode, you'll say the question and answers, and we'll be like, "What is this person talking about?" Because it happens every time, and we have to have a little discussion, and we try to figure out what you mean.
Yeah, but feel free. We'll figure
Oh
it
no,
out.
it's a little game we play. It's fun.
Pat's already turned off his light. Okay.
We're shutting down. We're shutting
we go.
down.
It's Dragon's Tome After Dark. We talk about the saucy stuff.
Shit, what that is what illuminates me is the Word document that I have for my notes.
Me too, but I leave mine on because I'm a professional.
We use the foul language.
That's gotta go to work tomorrow. He's tired.
Okay. Until next
Dragon's
time.
Tome After Dark.
Until next episode next week. I'm Rob.
I'm Jack in the Dark.
Jack in the Dark, and I'm Chopper.
Bye-bye. I apologize for these two fellas.
I was getting him smooth jazz accompaniment while he was crooning.